So I forgot to add in like an intro to this next video. So this next video is going to be basically, so it should be part 4 of bear season prep, specifically for the new guys like me that are kind of just getting into bear hunting. So um, we'll dive into the video, but I just wanted to give an introduction so that you kind of have an idea of what's going on. This next step will be like boots on the ground, scouting out in the field. So stay tuned, check it out. Alright guys, so I'm going to do a quick part 2 of you got a bear tag, you get your spring bear tag or bear tag for the first time. You haven't hunted bear yet. You did the Onyx thing from my last video. I'll put the link in the description. But what do you do next? Well, today I'm going to show you kind of a brief overview of kind of what to look for. This might be a spot where it'd be better in the fall, or maybe a little bit later in spring. It is March right now, so the clear cut probably will look different. So I was explaining in the video prior on the part 1 of like you want to find clear cuts that have, you know, good spots for grass, you know, where they can get to the grass, feed, stumps, etc., but also able to get to cover quickly. And if you can find something with a bottom that has no roads, from my understanding, is another good clear cut to pick out. So I'm about to flip this camera around so you can see it. Alright, so this is a great clear cut to kind of glass. I'll get into the glassing thing in a second. So if I were to start hunting right now for bear for the first time, and this is something that was told, you know, like I had gone through the first video where I gone through Onyx, found some areas with clear cuts. This is like the clear cut I'd be looking at. As you see, it's pretty fresh as far as how recently it's been logged, which is good and bad. Obviously, you don't want a clear cut that's, you know, 10 years old and you can't really see much of the clear cut, but you do want, you know, a fairly young clear cut is what I would call it. But yeah, so this is a good clear cut. So you got little ridges, little draws, like right here, little draw, and then you got timber all the way up around here. And we can't see this side, but maybe I'll hop over there with the truck. And then you got this draw right here. Then you got an old clear cut. So that's an example of like a 10-year-old. I'd say probably 5 to 10-year-old. I don't know. I'm not good at aging trees anymore. So I would avoid something like that. But you got this timber right here. And at this timber, you have the draw. And what I was saying, an example of a clear cut with a road, no roads to the bottom. There's no roads down there at the bottom. There is a road coming in the middle of that clear cut. And, you know, there's a road at the top and whatnot. But what I'm saying is, from what I've been told and seen and watching videos and stuff, and seen firsthand, is that bears will kind of be, they're kind of their home. I wouldn't say their home, because I'm sure they do move miles apart, but they'll be in the bottom of these draws. So there's probably water. I'd assume there's a creek down there. It sounds like it, actually. You can't pick it up in the camera, but there's probably water down there. So they'll be down in there. They'll come up into these clear cuts, and they'll feed. And what you're looking for is these grassy patches. I'll zoom in here. So hopefully in the spring, more into the spring, we're still kind of wintertime, these patches like that right there will be more green. So they'll be going for the green stuff. Also mossy rocks and deadfall, like old nasty logs where bugs are going to be. That's what you want to look for. And you can see in this clear cut, there's quite a bit of logs, down logs, stumps and stuff. So that's what you want to look for. Something like this, you know, you do have that road access at the top and even into the mid of this clear cut, middle of this clear cut, but there's no road at the bottom. So what I'm saying is that they know they can get down there and that there's not going to be danger down there, and so they can move up and down quickly, and also be out of harm's way, or you know, get away from other predators or whatever it may be. And like I said, you got to watch those draws. You know, watch the draw like that comes up. Watch down in there. Draws like this where there's timber, they could be, you know, using that as a like a little roadway, a little highway, climbing in and out of that. Stuff like that. And when I said this would probably be better for fall, I feel like fall time, you're going to have some berries throughout this clear cut, especially on the edges near the timber. So they'll feed out, eat the berries, maybe feed into the grass, and then they can go back into timber. So yeah, that's just one example of a clear cut, like something you should look for if you're new to bear hunting, like I am. And I'm trying to explain this from a perspective of someone that's not super experienced, because I feel like when you have people that, you know, routinely are able to fill their tags, you know, you get great information from them. Don't get, you know, don't get me wrong there, not taking anything from that, but it's also easier for them to say, yeah, just sit down on a clear cut, watch for 30 minutes, pick out a bear. You know, like a bear's going to be in there. Well, we don't know that. They don't know that. You know, with hunting, you have to have experience. I feel like that is the most important thing above everything, is just having experience. And so, coming from someone that I've only hunted bear, I'm going to say for 2 years, and of that 2 years, I probably have a week, maybe a week and a half of days in the woods going for bear. So I'm coming at it from a perspective of someone new. And so I'm hoping that I can, you know, relay that information for you guys, and, you know, you can relate to me and I can relate to you. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll find some more clear cuts to find and examples to show you what to look um, for your first time out bear hunting. So here's another really good example of a clear cut you should check out. So we've got green grass over here, patches. There's game trails going through it, you can kind of see them. See one right there. And then you have some rocky outcrops of moss. And all this. There's no roads in here. There might be one way at the top up there, but I didn't see it on the map yet. I haven't really looked. This is a good example. Yeah, this reprod, you know, that they can actually get in and out of pretty easily and still be hidden, and then just little patches of grass everywhere. And plenty of downfall for them to get grubs off of. See all these logs. That's basically chewed up by bear and other critters, but I guarantee you bear's in there chewing these logs up, getting grubs. Alright, so usually you want to find clear cuts, from my understanding, where there's no roads to get to it directly. So like I said, this road has this clear cut has a road at the very bottom. This is a pretty decent sized little canyon here. And I know the main road comes up from the bottom, but there's nothing that goes to the top of this thing. And if you look, there's some green grass, and that's kind of what you're looking for. Green grass, moss, and then towards the bottom of this clear cut is all kinds of deadfalls. There's probably lots of bugs and grubs and stuff down in there. And then you also have this reprod that kind of towards the top, where they can move in and out, and then even better, you have big timber to the right and to the top. So that is not a bad clear cut to check out. Also, another spot which would be really hard to get to is that. It's pretty steep. I mean, that's probably near vertical in reality, but it's just a little patch, open. It's probably 30-40 yards wide, and there's that green grass and some deadfalls. So that would probably be a good spot to watch. So anyways, so yeah, that's the beginning of you know, my video of part 2 of what to look for as a beginner bear hunter. Obviously, as I go and I get more experience, I can kind of share that with you guys, but that's what to look for. You want clear cuts with grass, rocky outcrops with moss, preferably with a creek bottom that has no road access or no road access directly to it. Seems to be the meal deal. So yeah, I'm going to keep going up the road. I think I got about maybe an hour and a half left of the light. I'm going to go up the road more, check a few more clear cuts that are here, and then drive up the main road for a little bit and see if I can find anything else. But yeah, so far so good. I already saw a turkey. It's pretty cool. And for once, it's not down on a farmer's field. It's actually up here. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. They might come up out of the timber here, off this side, beat out or whatever. But I got all the good signs. I got lots of logs, lots of green grass, lots of moss. So we'll see. One thing I keep forgetting to mention about bear hunting, if you're a newbie like me, is make sure you find signs. So one thing I have not found is any sign of bear. I've found coyote, and that's it. I haven't really even found any deer or anything like that, so yeah, make sure you find a sign. And by sign I mean like scat, you know, tracks if you can. Usually you'll find scat of bear though. So yeah, I'm gonna keep on keeping on.